in American history, we have Rosa Parks, we have Martin Luther King, and we have some other stalwarts who have stood out, Abernathy, and who've done yeoman's work and probably brought us to a place where the laws and the books are that everybody's equal and we have equal protection in America. Well, we take that for what it is. Now, I think the new Mecca and the new place where we ought to march on and sit down on the bus, etc., is in Mexico City. And I'm using Mexico as the icon for Latin America. From Chile right up to Mexico, black people are living in in well obscurity. Even in Puerto Rico, black people are not, in important positions. They don't run for government. They don't seem to have great education. They're just in a little reservation. I haven't been to Mexico, to Chile, but I've been to Puerto Rico, and I know that the black folks are, in an area about 20 miles away from the capital. And I recall the inauguration of the governor, um, Padilla Garcia. I put on my suit and I was riding a bicycle heading to the Capitolio, and people were pulling off in their cars to see who is this black guy wearing a suit. Now, when I reached, um, I don't know, a fairly respectable suit, but I had a cheap pair of shoes on. So this guy watched me from head to toe, and he was sad when he looked at my suit and the tie, my shirt, looking good. When he looked down at my shoes, oh, piece of cheap shoe, he smiled. At least he's not all of that he's trying to portray. But people were serious. They were pulling over to know who is this black guy that is riding a bike in a suit, because apparently black folks, you don't see them wearing suits and really around the capital riding with a suit on and so on. And I think that it's a shame. I think Latin America, the way it is, backward and kind of like undeveloped, they're just like old Europe. It's narrow streets, inefficient, this and that. Um, the sewer systems are so small that you can't throw the tissue paper in the toilet because it will block it up. So you have to have a Zaffa conduit, put the paper in. And maybe that's why sometimes in Europe they end up having these outbreaks of E. coli and so on, because somewhere along the line, it's not the way we do it in the English and the Western societies. And so Latin America generally is living in the Middle Ages. The things that happen in the Middle Ages, a few people own all the land, and so on. And the people are demonstrating against it by, leaving. But they haven't gotten the message. They're glad they're leaving so as to ease up on their economic strain and also to repatriate monies into the capital. But I think that we need some Rosa Parks and some more Martin Luthers to call on Latin America to free up the black folks. Because even in America, in North America here, folks don't understand that every race has a role to play, and ways that could help this great world to move on a little more. And when they're just leaving it up to whoever it is, then I think they're undermining their own success and not having the full potential of what they could unleash on the world, a robust economy. I mean, black people who have denied credit and all these other things, there's so much of a gap that if they were to have access to education and money and so on, they will be able to purchase and bring on a new renaissance, a new a spurt of economic activity that is unprecedented. And so in Latin America, by the way, there was this guy, I used to call him the king or the president, how he's walk around with, like arrogant and as if he has abundant personal power. So one day you say, we Latinos, we mix with the Europeans and Indians. Well, I was waiting to hear him say that blacks also, but he never mentioned blacks. And so it's this denial in Latin America that black people are part of their parentage. They are a mixture of black, white, and native Indians or Asians. And so it is so ironic that they won't recognize the black heritage. And yeah, we know that Asia is doing well, copying everything and so on. We know Europe has invented a lot of stuff. And this happened after the Christian Reformation. Everybody was backward. And, the Christian Reformation in Europe brought on, the Renaissance and various other science developments and so forth. And then Asia is just duplicating and copying. But they fail to realize, these Latinos, that black people rule the world first. That is Egypt or Africa, and we pioneered everything that Europe built on. Hadn't there been an Egypt or an Africa, where would the world have been today? And so they're privileged to have in themselves three races that have demonstrated some extraordinary achievements, but they're just short-sighted and probably don't know history, and they're just seeing right now where the Europeans and the Asians are doing well, while Africa is in abject poverty through to its evil. But yet they're practicing the same evil that they practiced in Egypt and in Africa, and hoping to exterminate and suppress blacks and be able to move forward. But I'm saying, like, if they embrace Western thought that all men are equal, all men have an inherent and an God-given, human rights and social stuff, I think that it would make so much a difference for them. But until they free up our black brothers, I think they're destined to just be marginal.